Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hey, good evening, everybody. That girl, who's Mush? Who's Mush? That? Oh my gosh, I never heard of Mush. Is there a Mush in here? I don't know. Maybe I have somebody hiding in who doesn't know that girl said there's a Mush. Oh wow. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Vet. Hi, Mush. And hello, Mish. Good to see you and everybody else out there in podcast land. You know, we do broadcast over to 160 different countries here on this platform, the great UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. And I don't know, I just want to thank UPRN for giving me the opportunity to give you 2 shows a week, Sunday and Tuesday nights. Now that my Sunday night shows are 2 hours long, and they're 8:10 to 10:10 p.m., which is, I'm very, very grateful, because the last 2 weeks I had some very good shows, did some roundtables, and it just, I don't know, it's more relaxed because everybody knows that the 1 hour show that I have, it goes by so quick because there is so much stuff that we talk about. And I know for a fact that if it came down to doing what I did on Sunday, like I couldn't do it in an hour. It'd be ridiculous. But I'm very grateful for my station manager, Michelle DeRoche, for allowing me to have the 2 hours on Sunday night now. So if you could just pass a word out there for me. Kevin says he tried to pull a card for me and ended up with 3 cards. That's okay, brother. I'll take all 3. That's not a problem. But again, I want to thank Michelle DeRoche for allowing me to have a 2 hour Sunday night show. about 2 Sundays in a row, they went really, really, really well for me. Don't forget, everybody, that C.L. Thomas's show, The Gateway Podcast, comes on right after me. Okay. And I do believe it starts at 9:15 Eastern Time. Um, and her guest tonight is Sir Brian Bowden. And they're going to talk about the Mandela effect. It just, and it's a good show. But CL always has good shows. So after my show tonight, please feel free, go over there and give her some love. Give her some love. And I don't know. I'm just like really, really confused. And I'll tell you why I'm confused. And I woke up Sunday morning, and it was like I was in a different world. I was in like a different dimension where everything just did not feel right. I had anger. I had a lot of sadness. My mind was going 50 mile an hour. And I laid in bed and I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? And I'd like to know, did anybody else experience that on Sunday? Actually, it's been happening like the last 2 to 3 weeks. And I was just wondering if anybody else has experienced anything like that. And so I was like, in the daze, I was like in the fog. Hey, Joni, Kurt, good to see you, buddy. Hello, City. And I couldn't put a finger on it. And you know what? It just wasn't me, okay? It just wasn't me. Everybody I talked to on Sunday felt the same way. This overwhelming sadness, this fog. It was terrible. And the only thing that really got me through the day, honestly, was talking to other people who were experiencing the same things. Okay. And also, I made a mean ham. I don't know if you saw the ham that I made. I posted it on Facebook, and my God, was it a good ham? Oh, it was so good. Kevin says snow on Easter, and Kevin goes, yeah, lately it's been off energy, but I'd like to know what's causing that off energy. Oh, that girl saw the ham. There you go. Thank you, bud. But I don't know what's causing the energy to be like this. I mean, everybody's been miserable. Everybody's been sad. Everybody's anxiety. Yeah, you can send me a friend request, Mish. Yeah, please do. And it was just bonkers. Now, I was thinking, during Sunday, because it's all I could do was saying, hey, Heidi, good to see you. I was thinking, let me see, Johnny says I'm having more trouble with my anxiety lately. Okay, Joni's going through anxiety, and everybody's going through something. Now, my question to you, everybody out there, is it just the people who are very empathic? Whatever one you want to send, hon. Is it just happening to the empathics? The people are on spiritual level. And when I say that, okay, when I say a higher spiritual level, I'm not talking or boosting my ego or everybody else's ego about being on that higher plane. It's just that people, were like me, were put on a different level than everybody else. And it seemed like it affected us. It affected us. Now, the people who are not on, that level, that really don't understand, our path, our way of life, I don't know if they would understand what we are actually going through. So I want to explain that a little bit for the people who don't really understand what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is everybody, when they are born, have the gift of seeing things. You know, uh, Kevin says yes, we are picking up other issues, collectively raging, amping things up. Thank you, Kevin. And but when we were born, I have no doubt in my mind, and I really thought about this for a long time, and I really did some studying on it. What happens is that when you're born, and when we're born, everybody has a gift of being empathic. Everybody has it. But to me, I believe that spirit gave it the gift to people, gave the more of the gift to people. Um, Kevin, can you answer that question for Joni? I appreciate it, hon, brother. I appreciate it. And we don't need, and that's what happens. We are given the gift. Now, um, what happens is how mine happened was back in 1983. Okay, I was taking a drug called Antabuse. And you're not supposed to drink on that because you can die or get very, very sick. Um, and what I did was I had that stuff in my system for a year. And what I did was I drank a fifth of Jack Daniels on it because I was depressed. She wants to know, Kevin, Joni wants to know, how would I know if I am on a different plane? Here, I'll put it up for you, buddy. There. Um, so what happened was I drank a fifth of Jack Daniels, and I died when I got to the ship. And what happened was I came out of it, and all of a sudden I started to see things, hear things, and feel things that weren't there. And I was so confused at the time. I was like, what the hell's happening? I'm seeing people everywhere that aren't there. And I really thought I was going insane. I went to priests, I went to rabbis, I went to ministers. I mean, I went everywhere to get an answer, but nobody had an answer for me. Hey, Squats Man. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. But nobody had an answer for me. And it seems like at that time, after that happened, I would walk into a room full of people and I started to feel other people's feelings. I could tell who were the liars, who were the cheaters, who were the ones who were for real. And it just started. And it just continued to grow and grow and grow to where it's like it was hard for me to be in a place sometimes with a lot of people. And then I come to find out years down the road, I found out that if you ever been in a traumatic situation where you had a near-death experience or something really bad happened to you, and what I found out was that whenever something bad happens, or if you have a near-death experience, or you actually died and come back, your old soul that you grew up with leaves your body, and the new soul is put into you. And they were called walk-ins. That's what was told to me. They were walk-ins. When your old soul leaves and the new one pops in. Now, this happened to me when I was like 23 years old. And do you know, for the longest time, even to this day, I don't remember my childhood. I don't. I don't remember. I know the school that I went to. I knew the people who I went to school with. But all the others, things that happened when I was in high school, I had no memory. I had no recollection. And this happened right after I died and came back. So when the old soul left, the old Sean left and the new one popped in. But after that, when the new one came in, I started to experience a lot of higher levels. I experienced different situations. I experienced different feelings. It's just insane. What I mean, I really can't put words to it. And it just like blew me away. So that was traumatic to me, and I've talked to a lot of other people that had tragic things happen to them, and they are on the same level. And the crazy and silliest thing about this, you can change course and jump timelessness where you're slightly different. Could do. Oh, okay. She's talking to Joni, but no. And I got tired of this. I got tired of being empathic. I got tired of ghost hunting. I got tired of dealing with spirits. I got tired of everything. I just wanted to be a normal person. I seriously wanted to be a normal person. And no matter how hard I tried to be a normal person, okay, no matter how hard I tried, it never happened. Spirit would pop in and say, no, you cannot go down this path. You have to stay on the path that you were given. See, I didn't ask for the path that I'm on now, or when I started. It was given to me. And I used to question it, question it. I was like, why me, why me, why me, why me, why me? And all of a sudden I was doing a lot of good things for people. I was helping people. And I was never like that. I was never like that before. I was mean. I was really, really mean. And if I didn't get what I wanted from you, I would kick you to the curb and not bat an eye about it. I was a bad person. But all of a sudden I'm starting to do good, and it blew me away. I couldn't lie no more. I was the best liar ever. I was the best manipulative person in the world, I think, because I got what I wanted. And now I can't. And I struggled with it. And even to this day, they say, well, all you got to do is block it. You have to suppress this thing, this feelings, this thinking, this gift you got. You got to suppress it. And I don't care who you are, you can't. It is so hard to, put it away and bring it out when you need it. And it's constantly with you all the time. And so even to this day, I still I have to I finally accepted it that I am like this, you know. And but it got me to where I'm at today. And you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But that's what I meant about being on a higher plane than others. I don't know if, hey, Joe Fox, Kevin says, good thing you turned over a new leaf at some point, Sean. Doing good brings good to you, I think. I totally agree with you, Kevin. But I'm okay with it because I can't deal with it. I have to accept it. And I found out in the work that I do, and this is for me and for me only, and I'm sharing it with you, is that I had to learn to be humble. I had to have so much humility being on the path that I am now. Because, hey, Rob, because I know for a fact at one point in time, I was doing so many great things and, fighting demons and all kinds of shit. And I got an ego. Yeah, I got an ego about it. Well, whenever I would get the ego, spirit would step in and knock me down. So I had to learn how to be humble. I had to learn humility. And the only way that you can actually do what I do is to be humble. And that's where I'm at now. So back to the original question, what the hell is going on out there in the world? What the hell's out in the universe? Why is everybody feeling this bad? Will we ever get an answer why? Probably not. Or if we do, it'll be like 10 years down the road or something like that. But we're here today. I am talking to you on this Tuesday night. And I guess that's where it needed to be. This is everything that has happened to me in my entire life and on this path that I am on right now got me here today with everybody on my show tonight. And for that, I'm truly, truly grateful. We are at the bottom of the hour, and everybody at the bottom of the hour, we have to thank you, Joe. Well, I'm going to take my break, and I'll be back. We'll do a little recap on how the show went on Sunday night. Okay, I got Squashman in the chat, and it was a great show. So I'll be back in about a couple minutes. So everybody go to the bathroom, do what you need to do, and smoke a cigarette, get something to eat, and I will be back.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's start this conversation. Start this conversation. We got no relation. I have come before you losing my control.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. And don't forget, Miss C.L. Thomas, the Gateway podcast will be on right after mine at 9:15 Eastern. And our guest tonight is Sir Brian M. Bowden, and they're going to talk about the Mandela effects, which I think will be interesting. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad I'm back. And Squatchman, he says, everything happens for a reason. And I totally agree with that. But my problem with that saying, and I even say it, what is the reason why it happens? Why does everything happen for a reason? Why can't we find out what that reason is about so we can understand why? And that's the $1,000,000 question for tonight. You know, was there Mandela effects before Mandela died? You know what, Miss Mish? Honestly, you're going to have to ask CL's guest tonight. Maybe he'll definitely answer that answer for you. But, so in the first half of the show, I was just sharing a plane where it is above others, and I'm not saying that egotistically or nothing like that, but there's a lot of people out there in the same shoes as I am. But what I want to do is talk about Sunday night show, the Bigfoot show that we have with the 5, and I'll call them rock stars of the Bigfoot community. Okay. I learned a lot. I was interested on all the answers and what we talked about. Squashman says, I've always heard that it is, from what I understand. Well, it's been told to me all my life too, but I don't know. Maybe someday we will find the answers. But I guess that's what keeps us going, waiting for the answers to pop up. But what we have to do is continue doing what we do and just keep walking forward, no matter how bad the path is, no matter how many obstacles are in the path. We just got to keep trugging through and see where it gets us. But this Sunday with the Bigfoot boys, it was great. I learned a lot, and I was really grateful for all the people who were in the chat room, and I was very, very grateful for all the questions that people asked. And I'm like, I learned so much from the boys. I'll call them the boys. I learned so much, and I hope everybody out there learned a lot. The evidence that Richie got from that Bigfoot, the picture that he got, was truly awesome. The face of a Bigfoot in the trees, along with all the mysterious lights that occurred whenever they go out Bigfoot. Joni says Sunday night show was great. I learned a lot too. But that's why, for me, I'm grateful that being a podcaster for about 5 or 6 years now, getting to know everybody in the Bigfoot community, in the paranormal community, in the UFO aliens. And we're going to have roundtables like that in the future. Okay. But every single person on the panel that night had a great answer for everything. And what I learned from Squatchman, who's in the chat room now, okay, and it really helped out a lot of people, a lot of the other boys, that whenever a female Bigfoot has a juvenile with them, she lets off this stink that tries to keep you away from their babies. And I learned that from Squatch, and so did the others. And I also learned from Tim and Eric and Wojo and Richard, what they did, how they go by and investigate. And the whoops, the wood knockings, um, the different terrains, how they go out and look for or investigate the Bigfoot. But I will tell you this, though. Everybody has their own way of investigating. Now, the paranormal people have their way. The Bigfoot community has their own way. And so does the UFO people have their own way. And we're all in this to educate, just like Richie Banter says. We're here to educate people. And I'm going to reiterate what Squatsman Joni has a question. Do you know how far into the woods they have to go in order to investigate Bigfoot? If you could do that, answer that. I'm going to have Squatsman on this month sometime, and then we can talk some more about that because I want to know about Benny. But what bothers me the most, and Richie brought it up, was how you got people out there that knock us, that say the evidence that we got is bullshit, that it's CGI. No, I mean, it's like, it isn't. And when I see people just sitting on their asses, telling people, no, that's not a picture. No, that's not an EVP. No, that's not a Bigfoot. And we spent years. Johnny, Squatchman says, depends on the area and activities. They usually watch you from the edge. But Squatch has been doing it for over 40. Richie and Mojo have been doing it for a long time. So Eric and Tim Vogel. And that's why I brought the rock stars on. So you could tell us till we're blue in the face that that's not good. Yeah, the armchair critics is what they call them, Squatch. That's what he calls them. The critics. But I know I spent a ton of money on paranormal investigating, and it's not because I, go out and say I got the best equipment in the world. No, it's not it. It's because, I wanted to do things. I wanted to learn more about the ghost. And that's just like the boys, they going out into the woods. Going out in the woods and it's freaking cold. To knock on some wood, everybody would think I'd be crazy, but it isn't. It isn't crazy. And the boys are diehard Bigfoot people. And they're out to teach us. And that, it's just truly amazing that these armchair critics say shit about it. And you just can't criticize. If that's all you can do is sit in your mother's basement, go on and watch, people who really care about their profession and criticize them. Nah, you just can't do that, dudes. So before you go in and criticize any one of us out there, think before you speak. Because when you speak and you type what you speak, you just made an ass out of yourself. And people don't want to deal with you. You might get that, I call it 2 minutes of fame, not 15, 2 minutes of fame by saying that. And we all just look at you like, what a dumbass you are for doing that. When you do Bigfoot investigating, paranormal, UFO, cryptids, we all have open minds. Hey, Mark Eddy, we have open minds to what we are learning and what we are doing. And those boys on Sunday night know what the hell they're doing. And they know how to They know the ins and outs. They know how to respect. And that's what I loved about the boys. They respect the Bigfoot. Just like me respecting when I go ghost hunting, when I investigate the paranormal. I don't go out there and call every ghost out there a freaking name. I don't do that. No. Because they were human. They were just like us. And I don't go trashing names. I don't go trashing names. If you show them respect, in return they're going to respect you. And that's exactly what happened to Wojo. Because I remember one time he asked me, I told him, I just came out and said, you know what, Wojo, when they're comfortable for you, they're going to. And what did they do? They showed themselves to Richie and Wojo. Joni says, I worry about the scientific community getting wind of Bigfoot and doing experiments on them. That'll never, like Squat, that will never happen, Joni. The scientific community, I respect them. You know, they got their views, they got their points, they got their evidence. My son is a scientist. My son's a scientist. And he does not believe what I do. But he respects what I do. And he respects what other people do. But when it comes for them to make a judgment on, they don't go around and criticize. But who knows? Who knows? You know, the scientific community got their own way. Paranormal, Bigfoot, UFOs have their other way. But my goal was, when I first started paranormal investigating, was hoping that the paranormal and the scientific can work together without fighting each other. And I even think to this day they still do, which is kind of sad. But this past Sunday was a great, that you had the rock stars. And it was a great show. It really was. If you want to catch the show, if you missed the show, you know, just go to YouTube, UFO Paranormal Radio, UFO/UFO Paranormal Radio, and look it up. It's also, if you want to go to my YouTube, Pittsburgh Paranormal Society YouTube, it's on there too, if you want to check the show out. I'm telling you what. There's the numbers, 646. I was going to talk about angel numbers, Heidi, but I think I'll do that next Tuesday because I want to give everybody a reading since I didn't get the chance to pull a card on Sunday night. But I hope everybody enjoyed the Sunday night show. And like I said, I'm going to have more. I'm going to have UFO people on. Then I'm going to get cryptid peoples. And these are all roundtables. And I also would like to get Wiccans, a Wiccan roundtable going, you know, because there's so much for us to learn from each different community. Heidi says she loved card pulls and loved Sunday show. Thank you. But with my show on Sunday nights, roundtables, please come and watch them because you're going to learn a different part of life. You're going to learn different things that you never thought of. And you're going to get the answers that you seek. Again, I want to thank the boys from Sunday night. That is Squatch Man, Richie Banter B, Richie B, Wojo, Eric and Tim Vogel for coming on Sunday night. Now, I'm going to do a little reading. I'm going to do a reading for you guys. Okay. Johnny says you will learn and you will enjoy it. Yes, absolutely. Don't be sorry, miss. You're not allowed to be sorry in this chat room. I got the best people in the world. So, but Heidi, don't. I'm telling you, I'm going to be doing a show on angel numbers. I can't pronounce the word synchronicities or whatever now they call it. Oyster, eagle, and cosmic egg. Oh, that's pretty neat. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that, brother. Oyster, the eagle, and the cosmic egg. All right, so I'm shuffling and I'm going to do a reading straight out. This is for everybody. Maybe it'll pertain to you, maybe not, but I feel like it's that time. So as I put down here, it says it's a reading for the month of, this is a reading for everybody for the month of April. So are we ready? Yeah, I know they're your jam. If I could learn numbers, boy, I tell you, we can all talk in numbers. That's cool. So I cut them. You ready, Mr. Joe Fox? Okay, I'll go slow with you. Okay, so we're going to pull this reading for everybody. Okay, so the first card I pull is the buffalo. That is the first card is the buffalo. And when I see the buffalo card, I look at it like you're out for some type of a fight. You're just grazing along, eating doing what you're doing, minding your own business. And you're just looking, at the meadows and eating and looking at all the other buffalo and, just like you're just walking with other people doing everyday life things, and it's just to me it's laid back. The buffalo is laid back, and so that means to me, and what I'm saying for you is that you're definitely laid back. Joe Fox says, okay, get ready. The buffalo or American bison is a powerful spirit animal symbolizing strength, resilience, and abundance. It teaches the importance of gratitude community and honoring the interconnectedness of all living beings. Thank you, Joe. So, symbolizing resilience and abundance. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Joe. But that's what the buffalo is. Now, as we pull the second card, we get the elk. These are elk. Well, look at it. Look at the reading this. Okay, you got a buffalo that's a huge animal, and then you got the elk. And with the elk, when I see in the elk, is that you're on alert. Okay, even though you're moseying around, you're walking in with these people. Being the buffalo, you're walking with other people, doing your own thing, biding time, learning how to give gratitude and stuff like that. All of a sudden, the elk comes, and it's like, uh-oh, and the head sticks out, even though you're still chewing, and you're on your guard. It's like something is around that don't feel good around you, and so you have the elk. Joe says the elk is a spirit animal, symbolizes strength, endurance, and the importance of our community. It encourages you to trust your intuition, embrace change, and work steadily toward your goals. Okay, so as I see this elk for everybody, this elk, even though you're moseying around and being with the people, being the buffalo, right? Then the elk comes around, and all of a sudden the elk's head goes up and says, oh, shit's happening. Intuition kicking in. So it's like, okay, what's going on that I don't understand? And I believe that the card I'm going to pull right now will be the thing that is kind of bothering the elk. What's bothering the elk is the armadillo. And for me, when I look at that armadillo, okay, so the elk rises, he's trusting his intuition, knowing that something is something's around, and then all of a sudden, armadillos, right? Whenever what happens is whenever the armadillo rolls up in the bar, armors up, yeah, it rolls into a ball. And it's like this elk is like intuitioning things, like something sad or something, not sad, but something bad's about to happen. And so the armadillo pops into the card and into the reading. And it's like, oh shit, okay, I got to protect myself. But I look at that armadillo protecting yourself. But my thing to that is, I think there's a reverse on that. Okay, there's a reverse, because you shouldn't run away from your problems. You should not run away from something that is coming at you. You don't know if it's bad. You don't know, could be physical, could be mental, could be anything. And we are so used to rolling up into a ball with the armor up and protecting ourselves. Because if you roll into the ball and you protect yourself, there's no way in hell are you going to keep moving on in your path. So you really need to kick that armadillo to the curb, okay? Seriously. And well, you don't want to do that. That's animal cruelty. But don't curl up in the ball. You got to face whatever problem is headed towards you, okay? And you have to learn to deal with it. You have to learn to, instead of, jumping over shit, you just got to go right through it. Ah, my God, we're getting some big ass cards today. Now, the bear, okay? And when I look at the bear, it's inner strength. It's retrospecting. Hey, Carol, with bear. Okay, so the armadillo, you're protecting yourself. Okay, but look how this is. Look how that came out when I said, you gotta not protect yourself all the time. You have to face it on, and that's where you get the bear. Okay, the bear is introspecting. Okay, it introspects, which means you're thinking within. You're dealing with the problem coming at you, so you're thinking within how to deal with it. In the last card, oh wow, is the Raven. That is the final outcome of that. The Raven. And when I see the Raven, I see magic. Hey, Tim Vogel. When I see the Raven, I see magic. And the Raven is one of my birds. And the Raven also brings messages to people. And I love seeing my ravens because I know that I am protected. They meet me every morning. And we talk. Yes. So with the Raven there, you got some extra protection on what this thing is coming at you with. The whole thing behind the reading is do not clam up. Do not go into protection mode when something bad is about to happen. You just face it with the bear and you introspect it and you think about it. And the Raven will give you the message on how to deal with it. I hope everybody enjoyed the reading. I hope they got something out of it. And I truly appreciate everybody who watched the show on Sunday night. This Sunday coming up, I have some ideas of mine on what type of a round table. Joni says, hi, Tim. Thanks for sharing your experience with Bigfoot last Sunday. This is real Joni. God bless her. But thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. If the reading is for you, you're welcome, Heidi. If the reading is for you, great. I hope it was. If you didn't get anything out of that reading, you have to come back again so I can pull some cards again for you. So face your fears, face your troubles, face the situations that you're afraid of. Do not clam up like the armadillo. And on that note, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight and listening to the show tonight. I don't know. I'm just feeling better now, I guess. I'm getting lost for words here. So, everybody, remember, children, if you can, please. Kevin says it makes sense. Sean resonates. Thank you, Kev. But, children, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. I will see you this Sunday coming up. Stay safe and sweet. And have a fun week. And always, please, protect the children. Good night.